weekly sit-down with local agricultural leaders and businesses. This is Tailgate Conversations. Sponsored by Pinnaker Chevrolet.
So Ernest, I kind of want to start at the beginning. You talked about you've been with Forrest Lucas and Lucas Cattle Company for a long time here in Hickory County.
Yes, ma'am. I've been here about 15 years.
And going back to the beginning, talk about your foundation in agriculture and what led you to kind of want to ranch full-time and manage the now operations.
I was raised on a small dairy operation in Polk County, Missouri. Always kind of born and bred into me. I always liked taking care of cattle, and I actually come to the ranch that Forrest owns now. I've been on that ranch getting ready to go on 20 years that I've been on that ranch for a different owner before Forrest bought it.
Well, let's talk about Mr. Lucas and his passion for agriculture and rural life and passion for the industry and kind of how that got started in your workings with him.
Well, I tell everybody that I've got the best job in the world. I get paid on Friday, and he worries about the bills on the 30th. So my deal is I get to do something that he enjoys. He would love to be here on the ranch every day. He's got a passion for it. It's an American heritage, of being a farmer. He's always wanted to farm, and he always said if he could ever get enough money when he was younger to buy a farm, he was going to farm. And so we've got the best job out here. We get to live his dream.
Well, we're going to come back to the farm and talk about the cattle company, but I want to go back to Protect the Harvest. And Protect the Harvest is a nonprofit organization that's part of the Lucas family. But it all started protecting those rights of farmers and ranchers, here in Missouri and now beyond.
Yeah, in 2008, it was drawn to my attention about Proposition B that's coming up on the ballots. And the more I got Forrest involved and the more we started digging into it, it didn't take us long. We was a little bit behind by the time I kind of figured it out, but we was about 8 weeks from the election. And Forrest jumped in head first and said, this ain't right. This is not what America's farmers need to have happen to them. That started to Protect the Harvest. Like Forrest told me one time when we were sitting down visiting about it, he said, we might have lost the battle, but the war's still going on.
Mm-hmm. Talk about now, many years later, the mission and the goals of Protect the Harvest.
It's the Protect the Harvest is to educate everybody all over the state or all over the United States. And most of the people, if they really looked into it, even if they didn't know agriculture, would realize there's something that they have to have every day, 3 times a day, and that's American farmer.
Well, and your hat here at the ranch is ranch manager. You're running the commercial cow herd division, and you're providing that food source back to Missourians and beyond. So what does it mean to take your day-to-day feeding cows? It's calving season, I think, right around the corner, but also wear that hat of advocate for the industry?
Well, it becomes tough because every farmer wants to sit at home and ranch and raise his cattle and enjoy life. He wants to live ranching is a simple life. I'm going to say it's a hard life. It's a hard way to earn a living. It's physically and mental straining on a body, but it gives me great to know that I'm producing enough food that we are touching a lot of people's lives every day.
You talked about using your voice and using these initiatives, whether it's the Western Sports or our local neighbors down the road that have a appreciation for agriculture. So you talked about the power of our voice. So what would you message would you give to our listeners about how they can use their voice and educate themselves on the issues out there that are impacting agriculture?
Well, definitely, if you got social media, join the social media, join Protect the Harvest, and share what we're passing on down the road to people. And also just be educated on what you're who you're voting for, especially small town, your hometown. That's very important, especially in the agricultural industry. And just be aware, don't sit on the ranch, enjoy your life. There's people out there that don't want you to do that. It's hard to say that, but there is, and that's all you really want to do is you want to enjoy your farm and raise a good product to feed the world.